Hit present. Hey folks, just presenting my screen right now. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our demonstration. My name is Lisa Hill. I'm joined by my colleague, Christina Toulouse. And today we're going to be talking about social emotional learning while social distancing. Some of our Infobase solutions aimed for public libraries and the homeschooling and schooling at home communities that they are serving. Today is Wednesday, August 26th. I can't believe that it's Wednesday, August 26th. It's one of both the longest and fastest summers that I can remember, if that makes any sense. Our audio today is set up in a way that we won't be able to hear you, but we do have a live question and answer box that you can type your questions into at any point. We will answer whatever questions we can live today. If you ask us a question that's a bit more complicated, we're probably going to follow up with you with real information rather than try to answer something with only half information. So we will follow up on all questions when you have them. Please feel free to drop them into the chat or the question box whenever you have a question. At the end of today's demonstration, we're going to follow up with an email that will have a recording of this demonstration so you can share it with any colleague that you think might find it valuable. And we'll also include in that follow-up information things about the free trial that we're hosting as part of this webinar series, and some information about some free SEL workshops that we're putting on here at Infobase. We've hired some SEL experts to run these free workshops, and they're not focused on our products at all. It's just about teaching SEL in your community, and so we'll give more information about that at the end of the demonstration too. So with that, let's dive in. Our demonstration today should be anywhere from about 30 minutes to 45, depending on questions. And again, please feel free to populate that question box whenever you might have one. All right. So before we actually dive into the products themselves, let's talk a little bit about who we are, a little bit of background about Infobase as a company. And I always begin with this slide. As many of you recognize, maybe some of you are too young to recognize, that is Walter Cronkite. And he was for many years, for decades actually, the most trusted news voice, I think, in America. He was the anchor of CBS News for many, many years. And whenever you're looking back at major news events from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, it was probably this man, this man delivering the news on television. Right over his shoulder, there are a couple of blue binders called Facts on File. And that is, or was, Infobase. That's where we were born. We were actually founded in 1941 as Facts on File, and we published print educational materials and news. And I believe that we would send our customers updates throughout the year with holes already punched in them so that they can just add them to their blue binders so they can always have fact-based background information at the ready whenever they might need them. So we're approaching 80 years. Next year, we're going to be sort of celebrating our 80th birthday as a purveyor of fact-based informational educational content that can be trusted, and mostly for K-12 schools, academic institutions, and public libraries. We've certainly evolved over the years. We're no longer print. We no longer offer those blue binders, and we don't call ourselves Facts on File anymore. Now we've grown into an award-winning reference and educational resource, offering databases, streaming video content, ebook collections, and new for us, you'll be seeing for the very first time today a new professional development and training platform that Christina will be talking about. And we're very excited to show it to you and to get feedback from you and lots of questions from you. All of our products are built around the mission to support the needs of students and researchers. As you can see that we've won many awards over the years, and we always aspire to improve our products. We're always aspiring to add the newest features and use the newest technology, always kind of reaching for that brass ring so that you can be proud of the content that you're getting from us, and so that you'll want to continue working with us in the future. We've always wanted to be useful to you, as current as we can be with how your end users are accessing content. And that's never been more important than in 2020, when, everyone seems to be scattered all over the place. Some people are in buildings, some people are working from home, some people are, working from strange places they've never worked from before, but we want to make sure that our content is accessible and usable wherever you might be and wherever your students might be. And now today specifically we'll be focusing on how Infobase can meet the needs of a public library when it comes to supporting social and emotional learning, with a specific eye towards homeschooling families, traditional homeschooling families, but also families that are brand new to schooling from home. There are so many challenges that are being that families are facing every day. Not only are you working a full-time job, but you've got your child at home and they're homeschooling, or they're sitting, watching their teacher on a screen. And there's a lot of challenges that go into that. In the public library, who your entire mission is serving your entire community, public library would like to play a role in supporting that, especially in a time when so many social events are canceled, from sports to camps and dance classes and birthday parties, a lot of those things happening via Zoom or drive-bys. How can we help public libraries help community members with this social and emotional learning during a time of such strict social distancing? So today we're going to focus on 3 products that kind of address these different issues. We're going to be talking about Just for Kids, which is a streaming video set. It is it's thoroughly kid safe, advertisement free. It's a media platform where kids can dive in and not run into any objectionable materials. And young kids can learn about respect, kindness, emotions, teamwork, diversity. I will take you on a tour of several of our content sets that specifically deal with social and emotional learning. We'll also dive into the Health Reference Center product, which Health Reference Center is a completely comprehensive medical resource. It covers the human body, everything you need about human health, body systems, health issues, diseases, conditions, medical treatments, procedures, etc. But it also provides up-to-date, reliable information on SEL areas such as mental health, anxiety, stress, teen issues, dealing with peer pressure, bullying. So we're going to be looking at their Teen Health Center, Teen Healthy Choice videos, and the Children's Health Center today when we look at these resources. At that point, I will hand off the Infobase Learning Platform demo to my colleague Christina, and that is our brand new product with a professional development and training platform that we very recently added to the Infobase family. We'll be taking a look at that to end our presentation today. So let me get out of my PowerPoint and into, what should we do in first? Just for Kids. So this is Just for Kids. It is streaming video, simultaneous, unlimited use, right? So it doesn't matter how many times your patrons use this video content, your price will not change. I know a lot of our competitors have pricing based on how many views. We don't do that. You've paid one bill, so you can use this as much or as little as you would like. Now this platform, it has over 8,000 titles. You can browse through this and see all the great content that we offer. I would say the content mostly is up to age 10, so it really is for elementary school and preschool. We have a ton of content, much of it, most of it educational. I think we've got some Sonic the Hedgehog, which falls outside the educational, but for the most part, educational and math and science and reading, but also that social and emotional learning. So some specific areas that I wanted to focus on, I'm sure everybody has heard of Daniel Tiger's neighborhood. We have Daniel Tiger content, great for preschool. And open this up here. I remember the actual Daniel Tiger back when he was a hand puppet as I was growing up. Excuse me. But you can see the content that we have, 10 titles, all focusing on those specific social and emotional learning concepts. I'm going to show you a feature once I show you the other content sets that can be super useful. If you are dealing with, if you want to pull together a playlist of a specific theme, like on bullying or something like that, with Just for Kids, there are a ton of tools that help you use the content in really creative ways. Besides Daniel Tiger, we also have Sesame Street content, and you can actually see all the featured producers here. I'll click on Sesame Street. Sesame Street obviously also deals with a lot of social and emotional learning content. Again, everyone's familiar with Sesame Street for the most part. But for some folks that maybe aren't familiar with other producers, we've got a series called Treasure Champs. We just run a keyword search on Treasure Champs, and these are folk tales for kids, which talk about empathy, self-respect, courage, loyalty, sharing, kindness. You can see they're 10 to 15 minutes long. And each of these videos will have sharing features, embedding features, which I'll talk about in just a moment. All of them are closed captioned. There's a scrolling, printable transcript, and all of this would be fully accessible at home for your parents and students that are doing the homeschooling. Aside from Treasure Champs, we also have a series called Highlights for Children. And you all know the Highlights magazine. This is sort of a companion piece. The Highlights for Children. Did I spell that right? I think so. Let me just try highlights here. Whoops, my mistake. They're Ask Highlights, my mistake. The series is called Ask Highlights. I was like, why wasn't that coming up? But you can see, you know, the bossy friends and struggles and teasing and things like that. And you can get more information about the series, character development for young minds. These videos will cover things like neighbors moving away, how to deal with a mean friend, how to deal with a smarty pants, teasing, sibling rivalry, all kind of that great stuff that we've all had to deal with as children and young people continue to deal with today. Another series that I just want to make you aware of is called Just Like You. And this will help children learn about people who are different and approaching people with differences with compassion and an open mind and understanding. So these are just a few of the series that you'll find on Just for Kids. I do want to point out one feature that's pretty neat that is great for not only for librarians who might want to create a playlist of social and emotional learning out of these videos and then link to that playlist on your library homepage, for example, but it's also great for parents who are building their own class and curriculum at home. So what you need to do here is all end users can do this. We have a Your Profile link. This is where you're going to want to create an account. And you are saying, new user sign up. Creating an account is super simple to do. So I'll just go ahead and say Lisa, and I'm going to make up a JFK. JFK is short for Just for Kids. I'm going to say I'm an author. I'm going to put in my email address, can make a password and confirm it. It's weak. It's a weak password, Lisa. But again, I'm just doing this for examples purposes here. And I'm going to go ahead and create an account. You can see that I now have my account created. Right at the top, it says hello Lisa or hi Lisa. And now if I want to make that social and emotional learning playlist, let's talk about maybe bullying. I'm going to go ahead and type in bullying. And we have a number of different videos here that focus on bullying. And what you can do, see how there's an add to button right here? So this is a stop picking on me video. I'm going to click add to, and I have the option of creating a folder where I can save my favorite material or creating a playlist. So I'm going to go ahead and create a playlist. I'm going to create a new one because I've never created a list before. I'm going to name it bullying. And I can choose to do the entire title or just one of the 4 segments of this title. So I'm going to talk about specifically speaking up against a bully. And I'm going to click save. Excuse me. So I've created that for my playlist. I'm going to choose this as well, See a Bully, Stop a Bully. I'm going to choose the entire title and I'm going to add it to the existing playlist, bullying. Click save. And then I'll just choose this, Berenstein Bears video, talking about teasing and bullying. So I'll choose to add to my existing playlist, click save. And so now I can go to my content here. If I'm a teacher or I'm a librarian, I click my name, I go to my content, and here is my playlist, right? Bullying, 3 items. Open that up. And here within one screen, you'll see I've got 3 different videos that focus on bullying, and they'll play one after another. So you can put together a whole series. You can put as many different videos into your playlist as you like. And this can be an assignment for the day for your 8-year-old to kind of sit and watch these videos on bullying. You can edit your playlist by clicking the edit button. You can move things around. There's just a ton of things that you can do with this content. If you're a librarian, you can link directly to this playlist with the share button right here. So I can email this playlist to a teacher, or I can create a link to this playlist that I can then copy to my database page at the library so that anybody interested in looking at this curated list of bullying content can access it right from your website. Okay, so that is in a nutshell just for kids. I want to quickly move over to Health Reference Center because there are a few things that I want to talk about here as well. And Health Reference Center, as I mentioned, is a comprehensive medical resource, and it really covers everything. But what am I interested in talking about today? Talking about teen health and children's health. And so there's 2 areas specifically that I'd like to share with you. The first, or the second, I'll do this last. Teen health choice, healthy choice videos that lives right on the top of the page, very easy to find. But health centers down here, this is great for parents dealing with teens and children. There's teens health there, senior health, men's, women's health. I'll click on children's health. So for a parent that is responsible for kind of raising a child and learning how to talk about things that might be difficult, or internet and online safety, for example, digital citizenship, dealing with peer pressure, you can click on this and get all kinds of information as a parent, and then turn around and use that information when you're teaching your child these issues. Now, Health Reference Center also offers the Teens Healthy Choice videos. These are videos that are proprietary. We are the only ones that have them. And they're a video series of teens for teens, by teens for teens. And it will offer guidance in areas, in teen depression, depression and social media, keeping your anxiety and stress levels in check, what you can do to keep bullies away. So you can scroll through and see all of these different items that will help teens. And again, parents and teachers can use these videos as part of their curriculum. Talk about vaping here, depression and social media, gun violence in school, technology and sleep, So I'm going to open up the keep your anxiety and stress in check. Probably talk a lot about the role that social media plays in anxiety with teens. Our videos are closed captioned. You can link directly to them. You can share them, link them to your database page or bookmark them at home. Another thing you can do with the Health Reference Center is just type in a topic like bullying. You get a result. It will search all of our content on bullying, and then you have these different tabs here that will help you find specific content, images, videos related to bullying, again, that you can use at home in your home classroom, provided by the library. So the public library can still continue to provide this fabulous support and resources, even if the physical building is closed. So that's what I wanted to touch on today in terms of databases, our Just for Kids database and our Health Reference Center database. I'm going to turn the speaking portion over to my colleague, Christina, at this point. And Christina, let me get out of this. I didn't even use these. I should have. It's up to you, Christina. Go for it.
Oh, perfect. Thanks so much, Lisa. And hi, everyone. My name is Christina Toulouse. I'm a customer success manager here with what Lisa said, a newly acquired Infobase's learning platform, which is a professional development platform and online training platform. If you have, heard of who knew it's a professional development platform, that's what we were known for. And prior to that, we were also known as Atomic Learning. So if you had heard those in the industry being thrown out, I'm going to be showing you basically the same product. It just has grown, enhanced, new content has been added over the years to make it even better. And we're actually so excited to be a part of the Infobase family now. As you know, you'll see that some of our content that I'm going to be showing you, especially around the social emotional learning, does correlate to what Lisa just showed you in the other two products. Just talking about social emotional learning, it's been well documented that when, students feel good, they just do better. And that's not just only for students, that's for everyone. Especially now with COVID, and as Lisa mentioned, parents working from home and then having their children having to be there too, because either daycare is closed down or there could be a combination of, a hybrid model for some students where they're going to be going in person classrooms sometimes, and other times parents are going to take on that responsibility to make sure that that learning is continuing on at home when they are having the distance learning portion. I can personally relate to that. I have two children, 8-year-old and a 4-year-old, who are in a hybrid model, and so they will be home with me portions of the time. And let me tell you, I'm sure as anybody can relate that has children, it can get stressful at some times. And so some of the content that I'm going to be showing you is going to really help in taking social emotional learning into your own hands, especially like homeschoolers as parents, really being able to give you some tools to maybe help incorporate into what you're teaching your children at home, but then also the children themselves, they would be able to go through some of our content as well and really take that into their own hands, so they can really fulfill their social and emotional needs. So social emotional learning really is going to help learners recognize that there are multiple intelligences by, teaching self-awareness and empathy, and really hone in on their social skills. And so on this, I'm going to go here into our product in a second, though, but just this bulleted out items here that we have, self-awareness, self-management, social awareness. These are just a few modules under each of these topics that we offer content around. There's many more listed under here, which I will show you into the platform. If Lisa, you want to give me the presenting rights?
Absolutely.
All right, perfect. So this is our professional learning platform. And this is actually the trial account. I'm logged into the trial account. If you are wanting to sign up for a trial, just like all the other products that Lisa had showed you previously, you're able to get trial accounts on those to really get a deeper look into the products. And you're able to do the same thing for this online learning platform as well. And so you'll see here at the top, we have what we call our pathways. And we actually put a specific pathway together for this audience today called the public library, social and emotional health and well-being. So you'll see that we actually put in some of the modules that are geared towards around social emotional learning. And you'll see that there are earned hours on here because we, like I said, we are a professional development resource. So a lot of schools will utilize us for teachers to be able to earn, hours or credits towards their relationship and recertification. And so that's what those earned hours are correlating to on these tiles that you see here. I'm just going to go into emotional well-being and stress reduction here as an example. You'll see that we have 4 key components to our modules, which is really nice because, some resources that you get is you're kind of just getting, some of the video content where these other 4, like all these other components that we have in addition to the video content under the Learn It's here, it's actually having the learner put what they learned into practice, really taking that learning a step further. And then at the end, proving it by taking an assessment to really prove what they've learned, the material that they've grasped. So it's nice that we have all that combined into the module to really see the learning from the start to the finish. So in the modules, you'll see we give a brief overview as far as what the module is going to cover, as well as expected outcomes at the end. Under the Learn It, you'll see that we have it broken down into different sections. The videos are relatively short in length, so they're getting just short bits of information. And what is nice is they are able to, take and watch this in segments, as learners have time, and you're able to see, where you've left off within that particular module. As you see, I click on this video and this had turned green. Another nice feature with all of our learning content here is that we have transcription and translation available for our transcription. So if you have, families in your community that are speaking a different language, this would be a great resource for them to be able to, select their specific language, and the transcription is going to display in that selected language. The audio is still going to play in English, but the translation will be, the transcription will be in the selected language you have chosen, which is also nice to have the English still play in audio, especially if you have families that are, still learning English, to be able to read it in their selected language and then hear it in English. That's also a great way for them to learn that other language. And we also have down at the bottom, you'll see that we have some additional resources as well in some of our modules that, this may just help as far as if a teacher or a parent at home is wanting to incorporate something more into the instruction. Those additional resources are there for them to do so. Once a learner would go through all of our learners, they would go on to what we call our Do It. So this is an activity that we actually provide the learner to really take that learning a step further. So sometimes this is simply asking them questions to get them thinking about what they just learned. Sometimes it's actually going to have them create something more in detail for teachers. So say like some of our modules are geared more for teachers to help incorporate, the social emotional learning aspect into the classroom. That can be transferred over to parents helping with, students, and may have you create some sort of a lesson plan using the techniques that you learned about, and then further put that into action. So it just really depends on the module you're in as far as what activity you're going to be presented with. But you would just simply download this form, then the learner can then type up their answers within these boxes, or they can simply create like a new Word document, label the numbers, the questions with numbers, and then type up their answers. It's really, what works for them. Then once they would get done with the do it activity, they would move on to what we call the share it. Now this right now, if you're going to be signing up for one of the trials, the share it feature and the prove it feature is locked. It is a limited trial, but if you have any questions or wanted to open up more trial to get all the bells and whistles and features, we can certainly set that up for you. Just reach out to us. You're also able to view other sharets within this space. This is unique to each module. And really what this is meant to be utilized kind of like a professional learning network. Students are able, or, any user really is able to get in here and look, and sorry, it looks like things are taken a little while to load here. But typically you'll see tiles of documents that are in here that you can click on, and you're able to see what other people have basically uploaded into this space. And again, this is just to help and network with other users to get ideas off of one another. You'll see that there are some blank documents in here, but really, again, the do it and share it piece is for that personal user to really help them understand and put into action what they had learned within the module. And then the last piece is our prove it piece, where this is going to be an assessment. So true or false, multiple choice questions. That's going to go over everything they learned about under the Learn It. You'll see right now this is locked out. I'm not able to click on it because, again, with the trial account, it is limited. But like I said, if you wanted a more extensive trial account to be able to take the assessments and whatnot, we can get that set up for you. So again, this pathway was just here at the top under public library. So this is, again, one way that you could explore our social emotional learning content that we have in here. Another, piece to talk about is this hamburger menu right here, what we have the categories menu. We actually have a specific SEL that you could click on, and this is going to take you to the more broader list of all of the content that we have aligned to social emotional learning. So you see that we have 31 modules. We also give a brief overview of what social emotional learning is, and then all the modules that are tied into that. And so this view also, you get a brief description as you're kind of scrolling through here. And if I click on one of these modules, again, it just takes you into that specific module. Some of the features that Lisa's was showing you on the other products, we do have like where you can favorite this module. It's going to add it to your list of favorites. And again, that would be under an individual subscription that you would have access to a favorites list, as well as share this content where you can email this, tweet this out, or you could just copy the URL for this to either, place it on the library's webpage. Sort of if you wanted to create a playlist like Lisa was saying and the other products. And then, of course, another way is to look and utilize our search bar by typing in a few keywords. As you see, as I start typing in one word, we do have some that already pre-populate some of the modules. But if I just wanted to put in, social, emotional, then we're going to have everything that's filtered out with those particular keywords in there. So just a couple of different ways that you can search and find content. Now, I know that, this was, focused in around talking about social emotional learning, but because it is a new product to Infobase, I just wanted to show you quickly just the other areas that our product offers that we have content in. So if you do sign up for a trial, you have access to everything that's in this library. You're not just restricted to the social emotional learning. So when you sign in, another great way to kind of explore the other content that we have, if you go down on the bottom of the homepage, you'll see Explore Top Modules, where you can select different tabs here, and it's going to filter out the modules that we have under those particular topics. software and technology that might be of interest, especially to public libraries. We have actually a lot of partnerships with public libraries that utilize a lot of our software and technology training, because again, it has all the assessments that go along with the learning material as well. And then you can also, under categories, look at all the different categories to find different content that we offer training in. And here's a different way to look at the software and technology. So great. Hopefully, I know that was a quick overview. But again, I think Lisa's going to go over here shortly about how you can sign up for trials for all of our products. And again, I was happy to show this to you. Thanks, everyone, for your time.
Thank you, Christina. I will take the screen back in just one moment. I just wanted to, hold on one second. Thank you, Christina. I wanted to make sure that I shared with you the resources available to you for our trial, or free trial that's available until October 9th. Let me see if this is the one I wanted to. Yeah. So I'm going to place this in the chat right now. You'll also get a link to this in our follow-up email to you. So let me just put this into the chat. So that's the packages. You would go to public library here and click that to learn about the products that are available to be trialed. You can actually see the trial access link. You could access this today, play around with them to your heart's content. There's Just for Kids, which we mentioned, Access Video on Demand, which is our streaming video for the entire public library. There's Health Reference Center, talking about our teens' healthy choice videos. Brand new Ferguson's Career Guidance Center. We just relaunched it last week with a new interface. Issues and controversies, all sorts of great content here. And again, you'll be able to access all of this great stuff with the trial link there. Now, also we have a, this is not it, this is it. We are hosting a workshop right now. It is 6 weeks in a row, I believe. We have hired 2 experts in social and emotional learning. The first part of the workshop was last week, but they're all standalone individual workshops that talk about the 5 different principles of social emotional learning, right? There's self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, responsible decision-making. This second one is tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Please join if you can, or come next week when we're talking about these other areas of interest here. This is free. You're more than welcome to attend. I'm going to place this link into the chat as well. And then the trial page in general for if you just want to get all kinds of information about the trials available to you. But honestly, you can get all that on the packages page that I put in there for you.
Hey, Lisa, can you
All
go
right.
back to the packages page?
Sure.
Just because I saw that the online learning platform was on the trial information was on the side of the page.
Oh wait, which one was that? Oh, here it is.
Yep, so it was on the right-hand side if you scroll down a little bit. Right there,
Oh,
professional
this one right
development
here.
training.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
just if you scroll down a little bit to where the trial information is for that.
there's the trial information for that product. That happens every once in a while. We've recently acquired the former platform formerly known as Who Knew It, which we're calling the Infobase learning platform. It's not quite on the other platforms yet, so we need a second link to log in. So that's where you can get access to the product that Christina demoed, and to get access to the other products that I demoed, you'd use this link right here. So that link I gave to you in the chat. I'm going to take a look and see if there are any questions, and hopefully we'll be able to answer them for you. How do our patrons log into or use this program at home? Which are you referring to? These are products that you have free trials to. I guess I just answered your question, and you can use these to your heart's content until October 9th. Again, that first URL I put into the chat, I'll actually put it into the answer here as well, so you can have it personally, Randy. Let me answer that question. So there is I'm on the wrong page. I have too many tabs open. I'm so sorry. This was it. Okay. So this is where you're going to get the login for the public library, and on the right, the login for the Infobase learning platform that Christina demoed today. Any other questions, guys? I want to thank you so much for taking some time today to learn more about what Infobase has going on for social and emotional learning. Please join us tomorrow for our free workshop that will not be focused on any products, but more about learning about social emotional learning and working with people in your community and your family to support that during this kind of weird time we're all living in. So there are no more questions. Christina, I want to thank you for your time. And all of you that joined us today, thank you for your time. And we hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.